Hello and welcome to dentReviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Audeo Phonak Perfect Fit Earphone 112, the PFE112. I have a lot of good things to say about this. It's a very nice headphone. It's very ergonomic. They did a very good job of really making this a comfortable, lightweight headphone. The cable's light, the armature's light. It's all very, very lightweight, so it doesn't feel like there's much in your ear. Makes for a very comfortable fit. And the less you think about the headphone, the more enjoyable it is, in my opinion. You'll see the shape of this. It's very ergonomically designed with the curve so that when it's in your ear, maybe I'll show you a picture if I can get one on there. You don't feel it much. It's got a nice cable. It's not the toughest cable I've ever felt, but there's a little bit of a guide there, you know, the shape of the plastic that comes out, so I wouldn't call it super strain relief, but this piece here, I don't know if you can see the black piece, is rubber right here, so it's a little bit of a strain relief at the end of that chassis. And then on this end, it's kind of your standard strain relief here, gold-plated cable, although this does feel like it's pretty sturdy. It's a pretty tough plastic, and this cable is very, very nice for two reasons. First, it's kind of a rigid rubber, so it feels more stiff than normal. It's not unflexible by any means, but it keeps it from tangling up a lot, which I like. It just kind of pops back out when it's tangled because of that stiffness. It also does a pretty good job at reducing noise from the cable. So overall, it's a very nice cable, fairly durable, good for noise, and great for comfort. The accessories that this comes with, it comes with some foam tips, and a large, medium, and small. The mediums are on the headphone. It comes with some filters, which we'll go over in a second, filter tool, and a cleaning tool, and then a case. The case is decent. The one thing I don't like about the case is I find it's a little bit smaller than I'd like for wrapping the headphone cable and storing it in. I feel like sometimes it's a little bit tight, and I'd rather be able to wrap it a little bit looser so as to not strain the cable at all. However, if you carefully wrap it at just the right angle, you can get it so that there's no bend. You don't want it to bend like that too much in the case, but you can kind of get it so it's round and smooth. But it takes a little bit of work, which I'd say that's the first downfall to this case. The second downfall is it's a little bit thick for what it is. However, I guess you could take that either way, because it does have a second pocket, which allows you to store your ear tips, your filters, and your tool if you want to, and they all fit right in there. And it also has this like sort of a belt loop. It's permanent. It's not Velcro or anything, and it's got a hook on there. So I'd say it's a decent case. It's fairly tough material. It's just a little bit on the small side. The foam tips work really well. The silicone tips work really well. The headphone seals perfectly in the ear, hence the name Perfect Fit. I really do believe that they probably are the nicest fitting headphone I've ever used. They just slide into your ear, make a really good seal. In my testing from the earplugs that I use at my job, I would say these probably block around 26 to 28 decibels of noise for me personally, which is a really good amount. If you put in the larger earplugs, they typically block a little bit more, but it can change the sound signature just a little bit, so the mediums work really well for my ears. You'll also find included some nice ear guides, and essentially these go on the cable here, and when you fit them in your ear, see how fast that was? Easy to put on, no problem. I'll show you a picture of that. And when you put those over your ear, they're very smooth. You can see the curvature is very smooth. The shape is very good. It seems to fit, I'm assuming, a wide variety of ears because they're flexible. So these would easily just kind of flex to your ear shape. And it just kind of guides it, and it keeps the cable noise down a lot because it keeps any vibrations from the cable from transferring noise into the headphone. So they serve two purposes: good fit and good sound on the cable management. So that's a really nice feature as well. Now the benefit of these headphones is that you have a filter kit here, and basically what you do is you pop off the the earpiece here, and you'll see there's a little filter in there that, if you can see it, there's a little bit of a thread in there. So what you would do is you would take your filter changing tool, and then it very gently screw it in the filter, and that allows you to pull the filter out. You would pop the filter right in this case here, flip this tool over, and it just snaps into the next filter. Push the filter in, and what you do is you just kind of pry it to the side, and it pops out of the filter, and then you have it, you changed it. The purpose of the filters is just a little bit of a change in the color of the sound. The neutral color, the gray filter, is the headphone at its default state, which is a little bit more mid-centric sounding. Has very nice mids, very nice treble, although the treble I'd say is a little bit more laid back than the mids, but it extends really well into the very high frequencies, so you don't lose any frequencies or any detail. It's just a little bit of a warm sounding treble, but it's very spacious and very nice, very high frequency capable. There's no lack of high frequencies, and there's not really a roll off either per se. It's just that the mids are a little bit more present than the treble. The biggest downfall to this set of headphones that I believe that is really keeping me from loving them more than anything is that they lack a lot of bass. And I don't mean a lot like they're bass pounding, head banging, bassy. I just mean that for a neutral, flat, studio monitor bass response, these are just not there. They have kind of a roll off on the bass, and they sound thin. In certain instruments like pianos, they just don't have the body that a real piano would have. Otherwise, the details and the tone that they do give is almost immaculate for the price range. I mean, it's very accurate, very smooth, no harshness, no sibilance, no frequency flaws. It's just very nice. And what these filters do here, for some people they might solve that problem a little bit, is they change the tonal signature so that there's a little bit more bass frequencies and a little bit less mid frequencies. And what you end up with is a little bit more of a V-shaped curve. The treble goes down a little bit as well, but not as much as the mid. The mid kind of takes a bigger dip. Personally, I find them very good with the filters changed to the black filters. I'd say they're comparable to a lot of other headphones at the price range. However, with the gray filters, I think in most aspects they surpass other headphones in the price range. But unfortunately, the lack of bass for me is kind of the killer. You can EQ these, and they EQ fairly well. They don't really give you the best bass you're going to get, but it does help a little bit. Here's a cleaning tool, and this is designed to clean the ear tips. Not for the filters, really, but the ear tips, just to get wax and stuff out of there. I don't know if you can see that. And you just kind of scoop it in there and pull it out. Anyway, long story short, it's a very high quality headphone for the price. I paid about $160 for these. They give you a nice overall balanced, neutral, clear sound, a little bit on the warm side, but very treble capable. But again, the major downfall is the bass. I think the next step up from this is a pretty big jump in price. I think it's around $400 or $500. Is the PFE112. However, I've read nothing but outstanding reviews, and it basically sounds like they've taken all the bass deficiency and made it closer to, if not equal to, reference flatness, and even improved the treble a bit, which is pretty incredible, because if you hear this treble, it is very nice. So that concludes the review of my PFE112, and hope you enjoyed it. Please check out some of the other reviews on my channel, and if you have any questions, post them in the comments below. I'd love to hear some feedback, and I'm glad to answer whatever questions you have. Thank you again for watching, and have a nice day.